It was the fifth Dalai Lama who started construction of the Potala Palace in 1645. The building measures 400 metres east-west and 350 metres north-south, which is an area about the size of 28 football pitches. The sloping walls average 3 metres thick and 5 metres thick at the base, and apparently there is copper poured into the foundations to help proof it against earthquake. I never knew copper could proof a building against earthquake. 13 stories of buildings containing over 1,000 rooms, 10,000 shrines, and about 200,000 statues soar 300 meters in total above the valley floor. Believe me, that's a lot of stairs to climb in the thin air of high-altitude Lhasa. Filming is not allowed inside the palace, but it is surprising how small the rooms are. This is probably because small rooms retain the heat much better. Having studied the history of Tibet before my journey, I could not help feeling an overwhelming sense of absence in this place. I haven't a clue where I am. I'm near the hotel. This looks like a monastery or a temple. It's all very strange indeed. I'm getting some very odd looks. So I shall go back out onto the main road. I was in fact close to Barkor Square in the old section of Lhasa and close to the Jokang Temple. On leaving the main road again, you enter a maze of small alleys and shops, which have not changed for centuries. The famous yak's milk cheese. I should try some, not sure where, but I'll find somewhere. The architecture is very distinctive and solid. I guess this is to keep out the cold winds and retain heat inside once the place is warmed up. The old buildings and traditional way of life are very attractive. But the modern world is having its impact. Facebook and all Western social media are blocked by the Great Firewall, but the Chinese government can monitor WeChat, so the social media revolution is having its impact even in Tibet. Tibetan people are not unfriendly, but you don't see them smiling very much. Tibet was isolated for centuries, and the people are clinging to an ancient way of life which is totally alien to their new Chinese masters. Pilgrims walk around the Jokang Temple, prostrating themselves as they go, but what I could not film, or thought it better not to film, was the heavy army and riot police presence around Barkor Square and the Jokang Temple. The Jokang Temple is one of the most important religious places in Tibet, and as such it's an obvious centre for gatherings. The Chinese government is fighting a propaganda battle throughout the country, with riot police and army lurking around every corner just in case. However, one fellow was smiling. This is the traditional Tibetan greeting. They show their tongues as a form of welcoming people. And of course meeting my tour group, with whom I would spend the best part of 5 days on the way to Everest Base Camp and back.